Now, some of you might be wondering like what that was all about. Every now and then I just like to smack something. No, on a serious note, as the title suggests, yes, I did save the bike from going to the scrap heap. However, the frame is an absolute write-off. The bottom bracket threads are all torn up. And basically this was put out for scrap and I happened to see it. I looked at it and thought, what's wrong with it? Can I save it? Can we do something with it? Well, yeah, I can do something with it. So that's why I grabbed it, pulled up, put it in the boot and brought it home. So I'll flip the camera around and show you what I'm generally going to save and the reason why the title says I saved it from going to the scrap or something along those lines. I haven't figured out what I'm doing yet. So yeah, I'll flip the camera around and I'll show you like why I brought it home and what I'm going to save from it. So let's do that. So as you can see, we've got a full suspension Scott Genius. Obviously you can see all of my shots. You know, it's definitely going for the scrapyard. But basically, straight away, I noticed that the threads are all chewed up in there. So not really worth saving. But the reason I brought it home is because we have got the XT rear derailleur that can be saved for future projects or cleaned up. It has also got some Dior LX hubs as well that can generally run in lovely, so they can be saved for future projects, and it's got the matching front hub as well. The forks, believe it or not, I've tested them. They're a bit, in terms of cosmetics, they're not too bad, but all the stanchions are relatively good. So they are a set of forks that I can generally use for future projects, or if I'm just building a pub bike or anything like that. Headset feels silky smooth as well. Things like the handlebars, it's got the Ritchie carbon bars on there, but they've seen better days, so I'll make sure they go in the scrap heap. They're not going to get reused at all on anything. Same with the stem, don't know what life it's had. Apparently it was quite an easy life it had. The shifters, they're pretty mint, although these are pretty much not really clicking properly, so but I can fix those, so we'll save those. Front mech, I will save that. It's not in bad condition, a good service and polish up, so I'll save that as well for future projects. And then all in all, everything else on the bike is pretty much then going to go to the scrap heap. The tyres aren't too bad. I'm not going to use them, but tread wise, there's nothing wrong. They all look fine. So I'm going to donate those to my next door neighbour, along with the saddle and the grips as well. So I'll donate those. Shock, it feels like it generally works, although I'm not going to use it, and I'm not going to, that can just get depressurized and again go into scrap along with the frame. Same as the chain, cassette and things like that. So yeah, let's strip this down and save what we're going to save and get rid of the bits that we're not going to save. So let's do that. So as you saw from that video, not everything can be saved. Things like, you know, that's reverse action, XT rear derailleur. So not in bad condition, ever so slight cosmetics on the arms, but all in all straight, all fully working, parts bin. LX front mech, obviously a lot of bikes in the UK you don't see with the bottom bracket fixings, so that again save because I've got a Scott scale which does run. I've got an SLX on there, so yeah, you come across them. Obviously the hubs as well. Now these, I know they're a bit cruddy and a bit nasty looking, but that's actually super smooth. And same as the back one, super smooth. Frill body don't sound too bad. So I'll service them up and I'll bag them up and leave them together. And they will be for a future wheel builds, for maybe a project that pops up that requires a group set with the old LX, kind of more, not retro, but just a bit older. Shifters, again, not particularly doing out, but all serviced up. They are all relatively clean, so service them up, and again I'll just tie wrap them together and they'll go in my bucket for future projects. Saddle, seat post, I don't usually keep a lot of seat posts, but this is quite a big one. I don't have a spare because sometimes with frames I'll have builds that I do that don't always have a seat post there and then, so I do like to keep one of each size, just so I've got some I can put in the bike to clamp in the wheelchair into the bike stand, so I'll save that. My son's already dubbed the seat, so he wants that going on his Specialized, so he can have that. And I did also save the brakes. Now they're only a standard set of Shimano brakes, but there's no splits on any of the hoses. The pads are contaminated, same as the discs, so they'll go into the recycling bin. But all in all, I'll save those because my neighbour don't need them, so I will donate to those. I'll donate them to someone as and when in the future, should anyone ask me. Same with the front, nothing wrong with that either, so we'll save that as well. So other than that, the only other little bits I saved from it is top cap and bolt. They'll just go in a spare bucket, and same with all the headset bits as well. I always save them just because you never know. Everything else is being recycled and being given away, so the frames at it. So yeah, so that's why I saved it from the rubbish heap, because useful bits. You know, you can't just go to the shop no more and buy, you know, LX hubs and hey, make do and mend and all that. So yeah. Oh, and the forks, I've had another look at these, so I am going to save the forks as well, because as you can see, other than a bit of dirt, there's no chips or gouges or anything out of the stanchions, and everything still works on it. I've checked the travel adjust, so they all work as well. That goes right in. Travel adjust that right out. So things like that, they're a bit, the decals are a bit battered, but they're all there, they're all working, they feel nice, so they'll just go to my fork pile. And again, you never know, one day, bit of service up, strip them, service them, clean them, order some new stickers, they'll be like a new set of forks. So again, so not an entire bike being saved from the bin, but at least it was something. So that's me done for this evening. I've got to tidy up and then go in for the tea, because I'm sure the wife's going to be like, what was all that banging and slamming and chopping and swearing? And you won't hear the swearing, by the way. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you.